Hello again, everybody. What's up? I am Bees, and this is Beesy Planning. Today, I want to show you guys some traveler's notebook covers that I just made yesterday with my friend. Yesterday being Saturday the 28th. I don't know when this video will go up, but anyway, on a weekend, went to a friend's house and made some notebook covers. This is my original traveler's notebook cover. You can see this one is actually made by the brand. It's very soft. I've only had it for a few months, but you can see that it's gotten quite beaten up in my bag. These really deep scratches actually came about yesterday while my friend and I were making these two. I don't know what exactly happened. Maybe one of the rulers or something just caught it. But anyway, much loved. These two are ones that I made. So my friend and I decided, well, first of all, I was convincing him that he needed to buy a traveler's notebook, and then he just went and bought leather and he made his own. And I was also kind of thinking about, oh, what if I made my own? So I was like, okay, let's go ahead and buy more materials and make some together. So that's what we did. We got two different leather colors, and we got enough to get two standard sizes and one A6 size notebook per color. So that means each of us has sand, the leather color on the website that we bought. This is sand, and this is, I forget what this one was called, but anyway, each of us has a standard size or A5. I trimmed the edges, so this would not be A5, but he kept his as A5 and these two colors. And then I am going to make an A6 notebook with this bluish green color, and he will have an A6 in this color. So two standard or A5, two standard or A5 size of this color, and then one each A6. Anyway, it was a bit of a process, but we got through it. The reason why I didn't actually complete this one is because there are some things that I would change and do better from these two, and I plan to give this one to somebody else, so I want it to be, the best version I can make. But let me just show you. So I actually went and I took my inserts from my OG traveler's notebook and I popped them into this one that I made. This is just like a little bracelet. But the clasp actually, or the hook for the clasp at the end actually got broken off. So I use it as a bookmark. But you can see here I did two sets of strings, and this is where you can really see what some of the problems are. We did not have a proper leather punch. We had this like big kind of needle-like tool that we used to punch holes. And while it works, it's not the most elegant looking, outcome. Also did the closure band in the spine. But here, let me just show you. Open this up, close your band here. And then there are three inserts in here. This is what I use for work. So let me just go ahead and take these out so I can show you more specifically how I did my bands. So this is the monthly calendar insert. And then over here, I have two more inserts. Yeah. So you can see that I have the parallel bands. There's the two sets here. And then in the middle, this is the closure band. I will trim down these edges eventually of the string. But I was just, I don't know. Why didn't I cut it? I don't know. But yeah, the insert bands, I quite like them. I'm happy with how they turned out. And then my three inserts. So I have two of them, my front and back inserts, connected with just a plain rubber band, and slip that in here on the front, and then slip my my weekly, yes, okay. And then I'm going to pull this apart and take my other band and slip this in here. Now the setup that I have, you could easily do with just one band, and that's how I was doing it in my original Traveler's Notebook, but I like using both of the bands since I took the time to make them. So here we are. I quite like this. It turned out okay. Certainly not perfect. I did round off the corners a bit. You can see we did not have a corner punch to use, but I had a corner punch that I use for photos. And what I did was I just punched a sheet of paper and I used that as a guide. I put it on the inside of the cover. I traced the shape with a pen, and then I just used my knife to kind of roughly cut off the corners there. So again, not the most elegant solution, but it worked. You can see I did not cut the corners on this one yet. I need to also trim a bit more off of this side. You can see it's not really straight. I tried to trim this. I don't know, something about this is just not doing it. But yeah, you can see that I've got the double bands in this one as well. And I also need to trim the closure band. I had a bit of a headache while we were doing this, so I think I just got lazy at the end and I decided not to trim those, but you can see room for plenty of inserts. Or there would be room for plenty of inserts if I had cut this a bit more generously out to the side, I guess if I had made it wider. So as I said, my friend left his quite wide. There was a little bit of clearance on the side that I just cut off. I measured these against the original Traveler's Notebook, but this leather is actually quite thick, and that's also something that I would change for the future. I would get thinner leather, so it would be a little bit more supple, easier to bend, but also it would have a little bit more overhang on the edges. This is okay. You can see that none of my inserts are popping out or anything on the edges, but I think 4 would probably be the max for this before inserts started spilling out of the edges. So lessons for next time: get a proper leather punch so the holes in the spine don't look as bad, or just any of the holes that I make. Get a corner punch so I can do that smoothly, and cut the leather a bit wider. And I have extra bands in case something breaks, and also so I can make my little A6 notebook. And with the little leather scraps that we have left over, because we do have quite a bit, once I get the proper tools, I'm going to cut some of these into thin strips and then use them to make, you know, little, what do you call those? I guess edge protectors. So the band is not constantly rubbing up against the edge here. You can kind of see on my original here, there's like that little indent, and it's okay, but I think it would help protect the edge of the leather and the elastic band from the friction in that area. So I can feel a new, potentially expensive hobby starting to, you know, take root in my mind. But for a first time around, I am pretty happy with this. While making these videos, I did set up my phone and I had my, you know, phone camera kind of going. Not all the way to the end because my phone's battery was dying, but I think I'll go ahead and I will insert a little time lapse of most of the process that my friend and I did to make these notebooks for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at that if you would like. And thank you as always for watching. See you next time. Bye.